Hello and welcome along to episode 69 of the All Things Leeds podcast. I'm NkGhTg and joining me remotely is, as always, my co-host, Charles Foster. Charles, hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm very well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm sound. Just thinking about going out for a walk later. So yeah, decent day. I'll get some shopping in. So yeah, good mood.
Nice. And you've also got a haircut this week. Same here. I got mine on Monday. I feel like a new man. First haircut after about 3 months. I feel like a new person.
Yeah, I got mine cut yesterday. It was I feel much better for it. I can't deal with long hair. It winds me up. So I'm glad to be rid of it.
Yeah, I can't deal with long hair either. I need mine pretty short, especially on the sides and back. So yeah, pleased that I finally was able to get a proper haircut. Well, we've got plenty coming up in the show. We'll of course look back on last Saturday's game where Leeds United picked up a 3-1 win away at Blackburn Rovers. A big 3 points there. We've got plenty of news to cover, including the news that Leeds United's academy has achieved a Category 1 status from the Premier League for the first time in the club's 100-year history. And there's some transfer news and rumours to go over as well before we look ahead to Leeds United's next 2 games. The first is that ridiculous 5 p.m. kickoff this Thursday against Stoke City at Elland Road. And after that, it's a trip to the Liberty Stadium for Leeds as they face Swansea City away from home this Sunday. This is the All Things Leeds podcast. So first of all, let's recap last Saturday's game where Leeds United, in their first ever July league fixture, picked up a 3-1 win away at Blackburn Rovers. I mean, Charles, a big 3 points here and a very good day at the office.
Yeah, it was a very entertaining game, very open game, especially in the first half. It seemed that every time the team went forward, they had a big chance. Thankfully, we were a bit more clinical with ours than Blackburn were with theirs. But yeah, it was for the first ever July fixture. It's kind of set us up well, but unfortunately, everyone behind us keeps winning, so we're gonna have to go out again on Thursday and this week and do the business.
Yeah, but as you say, teams around us, they keep picking up points. So yeah, big 3 points there, a really crucial 3 points this one. But getting into the game then, so 2 changes to the starting lineup. Alioski and Barry Douglas came in to replace Stuart Dallas, who was injured, and Helder Costa as well. And don't know what happened to Helder Costa. I think he picked up an injury just before the game. But yeah, Alioski doing a job as always, and Barry Douglas on his return to the starting 11. He had a man of the match performance, Charles.
Yeah, it was very impressive. It was. I always like it when a squad player who hasn't played for a long time comes in and does a really good job, because it kind of gives you confidence in the depth of the squad. You don't feel like you've lost as much when you know the backup players can come in and do a really good job. And yeah, he did on this occasion. I hope he can do it again if Dallas is still out, which I think he might not be. I think he's recovered from his injury now. But yeah, if he can come back in for the if Barry Douglas is going to stay there for the Stoke game, then I think we'll be all right with it. I think everyone's going to think, well, he played well against Blackburn. Hopefully he can keep that better form.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you said it does give you, a lot of confidence. It is very pleasing to know that even without Stuart Dallas, who's been one of the players of the season in my eyes, he's been a fantastic player. Stuart Dallas, he's very versatile. He's a very good, important part to that team. And so it's very pleasing to know that when he is out, we have a player like Barry Douglas who, has a split opinion since arriving at Leeds. We felt as though we were going to get one of the best left backs in the league from Wolves in the summer of 2018. Hasn't really worked out. He hasn't really done too well. But, his past 3 performances, the one against Arsenal, he was fantastic. The one after that, he was good. And yeah, this one, a man of a match performance from Barry Douglas here. And yeah, as you say, it's very pleasing to know that even without Stuart Dallas, Barry Douglas can come in and do a very good job.
Yeah, totally.
So Douglas, he got in the team of the week as well, him and Calvin Phillips. I feel as though Click probably should have gone in the team of the week as well. But big well done to Calvin Phillips and Barry Douglas for getting in there. Yeah, well, Click a goal and an assist for him. A goal and an assist for Click in this game. So
he brought a lot more control over the midfield than we've had in the last few games, and a lot more creativity. And it was he probably should have. Was it his pass as well for? Actually, we'll get onto this later on. I was going to talk about Bamford's the kind of red card appeal. But was it his pass for that, or was it in the midfield?
I think so. But Click, as you say, he had a very good game. Really good in that midfield, and probably should have got him a team of the week as well. But no, just Barry Douglas and Calvin Phillips getting him the team of the week from Leeds United. So big well done to them. But yeah, it was a great start for Leeds United in this game. As on 7 minutes, we took the lead. Click won the ball really well in midfield, played the ball into the path of Patrick Bamford, who hit the ball first time and found the back of the net. A good finish and a great start, Charles.
Yeah, I've seen this multiple times from different angles, and I still can't tell whether it's a foul or not from Click on their defender when he's got the ball. It seems to nip in and nick the ball, but I don't know whether he clips his legs as well. You can't really tell. Some people are saying it's definitely a foul with the Leeds fans, and some people are saying it's not. It's just really good harrying of the defender in possession. But regardless, yeah, it's a Bamford on his favoured left foot, and if you're not scoring them, then. But yeah, it was a really good finish off Bamford, and to go 1-0 up really early, really did settle the game down. I remember you texted me something very blasé, confident at the time.
Nice of us to win the game in 7 minutes, I was saying.
yeah, you did say that, and I said at the time, I think you might be jinxing us there, but obviously our record of going 1-0 up and going on to the game, or at least not lose, is very, very good indeed. So yeah, it was the perfect start. It's what we all wanted. It's what we want from every game under Bielsa. Get the nice early goal and then settle it down a bit.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that early goal, it really, really is crucial, to get the first goal in every game, but to get it so early on as well. Yeah, it really, really was crucial. And yeah, credit to Bamford, really good finish. That's now 15 goals this season for Bamford. And yeah, Charles, we've got to give credit to Bamford here because he had a really good game.
He did. He kind of found the best of both worlds. Obviously his job is to score goals, and he doesn't always score, but he obviously got the goal there early on. That's what we ask of him. He did the same in the Fulham game and went on to win that one as well, scoring 3 goals as well. Well, he didn't score. The team scored 3 goals, obviously, I mean. But yeah, but he also did whereas in the Fulham game, he didn't quite do his work off the ball as well. In this game, he kind of did a bit of both. He did the best of both, and that's what we want from every week, really. If he can do his great off the ball stuff and still put the ball in the back of the net, that's perfect.
Yeah, definitely.
And hopefully he'll do the same on Thursday.
Yeah, hopefully. And after Leeds went ahead, I mean, the game was blew wide open, and Blackburn started creating plenty of chances. On 11 minutes, Gallagher was played through 1-on-1 and a shot just wide. Should have scored, really. And it was a very big let-off for Leeds, to be honest. And then a couple of minutes later, Holby was played through and struck the right post, another let-off for Leeds. Yeah, Charles, after it went ahead, there was a 5-minute spell or so where Leeds United were really, really hanging in there.
Yeah, there was that bit where just after they hit the post, Jack Harrison picks up the ball, obviously gets tackled, and they score, and it's given as a foul on Jack Harrison. I'm not entirely sure whether that is a foul or not. So we really did get away with one there. But yeah, I was watching the. Did you watch the Quest highlights on Channel 5? And I can't remember who they had on. The pundit they had on, he was just basically discrediting all of our goals. He was saying that the Click one, Alioski was obstructing the goalkeeper's view when he was in offside position, so that should be counted. He was but it weirdly enough didn't mention the penalty call. But yeah, he said that the pundit on there said that this goal from Blackburn, the disallowed one, should have counted because Jack Harrison wasn't really fouled. It was a bit like the other end of the pitch that Click did on the other player. You can't really tell. It seems a bit. He gets a bit of the ball, but also a bit of the man as well. So it's up to the kind of discretion of the referee there. I'd have been a bit annoyed if that goal would have been disallowed for us, though. So I can appreciate how Blackburn will feel about it. And yeah, there was that 5-minute spell where they were on top of us a bit, where we kind of, lost concentration. But we sorted that out, and we got back into the flow of things soon enough.
Yeah, we did. A word on Elland Meslier. I mean, he looked much better in this game, in my opinion. But there's still a few, there was still a few times where he did look a bit shaky. I mean, what are your thoughts on Elland Meslier?
It's been a bit weird, really, because he's had some good moments and some kind of poor moments. So I don't think he can really do much about that free kick. I don't even care if he's on his position is slightly better. I don't think he's going to be able to get to that. I think that's a really good finish from Armstrong for the goal we conceded. Has had the tendency in the last few games of possibly punching where he should catch, palming the ball into possibly dangerous areas. Not like Wiedwold level where every single game there's a catastrophic mistake, but there is some little tiny concerns here and there. But I like the bravery. I think he made a mistake at some point in the game, and he obviously failed to catch the ball or gather the ball properly, and ran to cover his mistake right into the boot, right in front of the boot of a Blackburn player as they're about to volley it. So I respect the bravery there, because getting your head kicked in by a by a 6 foot Blackburn centre forward must hurt. So he's got the kind of madness streak in him that makes a good goalkeeper. He just needs to. Obviously, he's young as well. He's younger than me. He's younger than you. So
20 years old. So he's still learning the game, really.
For a goalkeeper, he's very young, because obviously they play well into the 30s. So I think we could see, if he can tidy up a few things here and there, I think he can become quite a very decent keeper. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, a few areas to work on, but there is promising signs. And as you say, he's only young, 20 years old. He's a student of the game, still learning. So, yeah, I think he's decent now, and he's going to be a very good goalkeeper in a few years. I really, really do believe that. But then for 40 minutes, Leeds United made it 2-0. Calvin Phillips here with a free kick, 25 yards out, finding the top left corner. I mean, what a goal! What a goal, Charles.
Yeah, well, I want to talk about the build-up first. Obviously, it comes from a corner. It kind of gets half cleared by Blackburn. Tyler Roberts kind of gathers the ball, and someone tries to kill him, essentially. I think someone, one of the Blackburn defenders, just basically boots him in the shin while he's on the ball, and doesn't get a book for it. But anyway, that free kick leaves us in a really good position. Obviously, we're going to talk about the Armstrong goal shortly, but this is it's further out and slightly off to the side. So it's a harder position to obviously score from, and it's just a really, really good free kick from Calvin Phillips. It's right in the top bins from 25 yards out. Obviously, he's had a bit of criticism of his set piece taking recently, particularly corners. But this was a really good sign that we can actually score directly from free kicks. It's our first one since Boxing Day 2017 with that Pablo Hernandez one against Burton Albion. So it's been a long time since we've managed to score directly off a free kick. But this was really, really good.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as you say, go on.
Oh, sorry. I was a little bit surprised that given Barry Douglas came back into the team, they didn't put him on that free kick. Obviously, he went on a free kick later on. Yeah, but this was a fantastic goal, great execution. Obviously killed it top corner, a brilliant goal, and it kind of put us in the driving spot, put us in control. We felt much more comfortable from then on. Obviously, after half time, we'll talk about that in a second. But up until the half time, that kind of settled the nerves a bit.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a really good goal here, really important. Because, it did settle the nerves. 2-0 up in the game. It's kind of game over from that point for the other team, unless to make a very good comeback. So, it did settle a lot of nerves. And, fantastic free kick from Calvin Phillips right into that top left-hand corner. And as you say, the first direct free kick Leeds United have scored since Pablo Hernandez versus Burton Albion away on a Boxing Day 2017. Yeah, fantastic free kick from Calvin Phillips. And, 2-0 to Leeds United at half-time. But, on 48 minutes, Blackburn pulled one back, the host with a free kick off their own 20 yards out. Adam Armstrong took it and found the top right-hand corner here. And Charles, you hinted at it earlier, Messier, could he have done better? Maybe, but I think, here you just have to take your hats off to Adam Armstrong, really. It was just a great strike.
It wasn't a free kick in the first place, though. It was Phillips concedes a free kick by basically challenging for a header in the air. The Blackburn player, they kind of collide in the air. They both collide. It's pretty much the textbook definition of a 50-50 of competing for an aerial ball. And the Blackburn player decks it, and right in the kind of the D of the box, just outside the box in a central position. So it's kind of perfect for a free kick taker. And I think I mentioned in the last podcast that Armstrong was going to be their danger man, and he was really good. He's a good player. Obviously, I don't know if you've seen their most recent game, Blackburn. He scored that wonder goal, that 40-yard screamer
against Cardiff, wasn't it?
Yeah, to put them 3-2 up. So he's a very decent player, and putting him in that central position, 21 yards out, you're in a little bit of danger there, and it's a good free kick. I personally think Calvin's is better because it's further out and off to the side, but I'm biased, so.
Yeah, I'd say Calvin Phillips is probably better. It's more in that top corner, really. But hats off to Adam Armstrong here. It was a good hit, and that was a 2-1 just a couple of minutes into the second half. But 5 minutes later, Mateusz Klich made it 3-1 to Leeds United. Harrison here cutting in on the right hand side. His shot was deflected into Mateusz Klich's feet, and first time finish, and a decent goal, to be fair, Charles.
Yes, it was a little bit fortunate because obviously the Blackburn don't really clear their lines properly, and then the keeper probably should save it even when the shot comes in. It's quite close to him. I don't really know how he's not getting to that. It was a bit sloppy on Blackburn's part, but we'll take them kind of them dirty goals, them kind of lucky goals, because we don't get nearly enough of them. So, and that finished the game off, because from then on we kind of just. We were in complete dominance. We kept trying to get the fourth goal, and we kept pushing for more. But we 3-1. That's game over. That's finished. And we can settle down and make a few changes, which is what we did. And I personally don't think we should have brought Hernandez on, because by that time the game had been won. Yeah. So we could have probably saved him and kept him fresh. But it was fine, and everyone was chilled out, and Twitter was nice, and it was brilliant.
You hinted at it earlier, though. 75 minutes, Bamford plays through clean on goal, taken down by Blackburn's goalkeeper Walton. Free kick was awarded to Leeds, and the goalkeeper was shown a yellow card. But Charles, should it have been a red card to the goalkeeper?
I think the only reason I can think of why the referee wouldn't give the red card to the keeper and not find in Bamford's favour would be the fact that Bamford kind of kicks the ball away just before the challenge comes in. If he'd have kept hold of the ball, or just chipped it upwards and then been taken out, it probably would have been given a red. I think the goalkeeper didn't view it as a goal-scoring chance. Even I don't know how he can say that, though, because he was played in perfectly, just about to take the shot and taken out completely. So if you're gonna say it's a foul of a goalkeeper, then it has to be a red card. But I mean, whatever. It didn't really make a difference, I suppose. We still won the game.
Yeah, but I'd say it was a definite red card. Bamford played through clean on goal, last man. Defenders aren't getting there, and the goalkeeper just takes him down without winning the ball at all. I definitely think it should have been a red card. You cash in my back too last season, that Sheffield United game where NkGhTg got sent off, ran out and just took out Billy Sharp. Miles out. Billy Sharp had taken heavy touch as well, so he wasn't played through clean on goal. And NkGhTg, he was sent off, and so I think here, the goalkeeper should have been sent off, and maybe the referee had in the back of his mind, the double jeopardy rule, because of course if the goalkeeper takes out a player in the penalty area and awards the team a penalty, then you can't really award a red card to the goalkeeper because of the double jeopardy. But here, it's a free kick outside the box, and I think it definitely should have been a red card to Walton. But now, as you say, it didn't really matter. It didn't really affect the game too much. And Leeds saw out what was a very comfortable win in the end. Let's have a look at Twitter. So I put out a poll on Twitter asking people for their man of the matches, and the 4 options were Ben White, Mateusz Klich, Calvin Phillips, and Barry Douglas. And Barry Douglas won the poll with 51.7% of the vote. Ben White only got 6.9%, which I'm surprised about. I thought Ben White had a very good game, but I think it was a good team performance all round though from Leeds United, really. A word on the set pieces though in this game. Of course, we scored from a set piece, from a free kick, but Charles, especially after that Luton game, I thought the set pieces in this game were so much better.
Yeah, because obviously we had the one we scored from, but we also had Barry Douglas forcing a decent save in the second half from a free kick as well. The corners were a little bit better. We're actually kind of finding people in the box more. but it's still an area we need to improve on. I mean, obviously, I'm not taking anything away from Calvin's free kick; it was brilliant, and back by Douglas's free kick was good as well. Forced a very good save out of I think Walton, their goalkeeper, if I'm remembering his name correctly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was an area of improvement. Apparently, the players had a bit of a team meeting after the Luton game to kind of clear the air on various things. I imagine, especially not taking advantage of the chances, and yeah, it was much better.
Yeah, and a very good team performance from Leeds and a very comfortable win in the end. And yeah, a big 3 points that kept Leeds at the top of the Championship table on 78 points rather. 1 point above West Brom, who are in their second. And at the time that we're recording, just 3 points above Brentford, who are in third as they beat Charlton 2-1 at home on a Tuesday night. Fulham are also still hovering around. They are fourth on 73 points after their 1-0 win away at Nottingham Forest on Tuesday night. But Charles, 5 games left, 10 points needed, so 3 wins, and that will see us up. Are we going to do it?
I'm not putting myself out there like that to be. I'm not going to commit, no, because I've supported this club for long enough to know that we can definitely still bottle it from this stage. This is an important week because obviously we're playing a Thursday, and are we still playing on Sunday for the Swansea game? Now
Yeah,
they're taking
Sunday,
it off.
yeah.
So we're still playing on Sunday. So yeah, we're playing Thursday and Sunday. So we'll by the end of this week we'll know what we'll need to do. We'll be if we picked up 2 wins, then we'll know we've pretty much got it in the bag. Because if we win both our games this week, we'll only need 1 win from 3 games. So I fancy our chances. If we lose both games this week, we could very well be in third or even possibly fourth, depending on how the results go.
Yeah.
So that would be very worrying. So this is probably the most crucial week in the season to win both games.
Yeah, definitely a very big week coming up for Leeds United. But when you say 3 wins from promotion, it is very hard not to get carried away. I mean, we could be a Premier League team in little under 2 weeks, but you do need to think there's still 5 games left. Plenty could happen. So yeah, it's important not to get ahead of ourselves. Take it 1 game at a time. And as you say, very big week, and it could all if results go our way, it could be a fantastic week. We could be miles clear at the top and only need 1 more win, or we could be fourth, and it could be a disastrous week. So yeah, very big week coming up. We'll just need to wait and see what happens, and yeah, hopefully it goes in Leeds' favour. We of course move on to that home game against Stoke City at Elland Road this Thursday, which Charles and I will preview later on in the show. So let's now have a look at some news, and we'll start with the big news, and that is that for the first time in the club's 100-year history, Leeds United's academy has been awarded Category 1 status by the Premier League, the highest level possible for an English academy. In granting Category 1 status, the Premier League recognises the club's commitment to youth development and the quality of the environment provided for young players. During an audit undertaken earlier in the 2019-20 season, the club was assessed on the level of investment, facilities, resources, staffing and productivity. This news means that from next season, the club will receive increased funding, and the under-23s team will go from playing in the Premier Development League North, the third tier of the English youth leagues, to the National Premier League 2, while the under-18s will be competing in the under-18 Premier League North. The club's academy is now also eligible for the EFL Trophy and the UEFA Youth League in future years. Charles, this is a fantastic achievement.
It is, and it's the kind of culmination of 3 years of effort from Adam Underwood at the academy, and obviously Angus Kinnear and to a certain extent Andrea Rajazani, because they've been working very hard for 3 years to get the training facilities, the standard up to a certain point, and the progression of youth players to the senior team to a certain point that they will be eligible for Category 1 status. And this is huge. It means much more funding. It means the ability to retain a lot more of our very, very good academy players with the club, so that they're not being poached by obviously clubs in European competitions. So yeah, this is fantastic. It means we'll also attract better talent in the future, because more youth players will want to come to a Category 1 academy at a club besides Leeds United. So this is really, really good news. And obviously, in a couple of years when we finally get the Matthew Murray training site up and running, we'll really have something special with regards to the youth academy. So this is a fantastic achievement by the club, and I'm really looking forward to the talent that will come as a result of this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, a fantastic achievement, and yeah, a really bright future ahead for Leeds United's academy and the whole club itself, really. And yeah, you can tell, the club have been working hard at it for a long time. Since Andrea Ramazana came in, there's been so many improvements at Thorpe Arch, especially since Bielsa arrived as well. So many improvements at Thorpe Arch, and throughout the entire club. So yeah, really, really well done, and yeah, big congratulations to everyone involved on this fantastic achievement. What a future the club have. And speaking of the academy, last Friday, Leeds United announced that under-23s midfielder Bobby Kamwa has signed a new contract with the club. The 20-year-old has put pen to paper on a 2-year deal, keeping him at Leeds until the summer of 2022. Charles, this is great to see. Great to see that the club are handing out new contracts to more promising youngsters.
Yeah, Bobby Kamwa's he's been a very good player for us the last few years. Obviously, this season he's struggled quite a lot with injury. He's not really managed to get playing regularly in the youth setup, but he's a couple of years ago he was really touted as one of the top talents in the under-18s. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how he can progress on into the 23s and potentially the first team in the future, because he's a very good attacking player, and it would be nice. Obviously, we're bringing through the likes of Shackleton and Robbie Gotts and Ollie Casey and people like that. But it'd be nice to bring through all the way up to the, get regular appearances for an attacking player out of the youth setup.
Yeah, definitely. And we've seen quite a lot of young players, young promising players at Leeds be handed long-term contracts, which is a very nice change for once.
Yeah, we don't really want to run it down to the wire and suffer another Lewis Cook situation.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, as you say, Bobby Kamwa, a very promising player, and yeah, it's good to see that the club are tying him down to a long contract. And speaking of players signing contracts, on Tuesday, Leeds United announced that Portuguese winger Helder Costa has now completed his £16 million move from Premier League side Wolves and has officially joined the club on a permanent basis. With a 26-year-old signing a 4-year deal. Costa has, of course, been on loan from Wolves all season. And when he initially joined the club on loan, this was agreed. So we were expecting this, really.
Well, yeah, we knew this was going to happen. Obviously, the season has run later than anyone else thought, or than anyone thought it would, because of coronavirus. So we knew this would happen. And the transfer window is obviously going to be a bit all over the place this year, just when Corona and the season's kind of been pushed together. So yeah, we knew this was going to happen at some point, and there's certain points in this season where I've really enjoyed watching Helder Costa play football, and he's had some really wonderful moments. Obviously, the opening goal against Fulham recently, but also the assist for Eddie Nketiah's goal at home to Brentford. That could prove to be one of the most crucial goals and wins of the season, and he was obviously responsible for that. So he has had some great moments, but he's also kind of dipped in and out of games at certain points and not really got into games. And I would really like him to do what Jack Harrison did, which was have a first season, maybe not be perfect, have some really decent moments, but come back second season. So I really hope he comes back when we're hopefully, touch wood, playing Premier League football next year, or if not, in the Championship. And has a really fantastic second season, because I'm looking forward to it. And because £16 million is a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I really want him to showcase why he's worth that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very big price tag, as you're saying. Helder Costa, he has split opinion amongst Leeds United fans. I mean, what are your overall thoughts on Helder Costa? Is he a £16 million player? Because it is a big price tag to live up to.
It is a big price tag. I'm not sure if I would have paid that much for him, but I can't say he's been. Yeah, is that people who say, "Oh, he's been shy all year," or words to that effect. I should apologise. I don't agree. I don't agree with those people, because I think he has had some really good moments this year, and he's produced some moments of quality. He just needs to do it on a more consistent basis. I wouldn't necessarily pay £16 million for him, but you know, it really just depends on how the rest of his career at Leeds United goes, because he could make a market improvement. We've seen it with players in the past where they've had sort of dodgy, questionable first seasons. Look at Lucas Radebe, one of Leeds' legends, had a dodgy first season and a bit under Howard Wilkinson, and then went on to become a much better player. So it can happen.
And Jack Harrison as well. You know, he had a questionable first year at Leeds last season, and then this season he's been one of the players of the season as well. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Elder Costa would do in a second season. And, you know, if Bielsa stays, if we go up and Bielsa stays a second season under Bielsa, it'll be interesting to see how he does. But, you know, I think overall, you know, in my opinion, this season, Helder Costa has been, you know, a bit disappointing, really, because he came from a Premier League side, Wolves, who, of course, you know, steamrolled the Championship just a few seasons beforehand. And, you know, he was a promising player. I think he scored away at Spurs as well. And, you know, he came to Leeds and, you know, he was a quality player. You know, there was a lot of praise for him. And, you know, as you say, £16 million, big price tag. You were thinking you were going to get a proper good player here. But, you know, he just hasn't really lived up to it, in my opinion. I think it has been a bit disappointing. You know, 3 goals and 4 assists in 40 league games this season, 4 goals and 6 assists in 43 appearances in total for Leeds United. You know, it's just not the best of numbers, really. And yeah, in my opinion, it's been, you know, quite disappointing. He's had a few memorable moments here and there. I just say the Brentford game, you know, setting up NkGhTg for that goal, which looks like it could be the biggest result of the season. You know, he's had some good moments here and there, but overall, for me, he's just been a little bit disappointing. What about you?
Yeah, I can't say I've been. He hasn't impressed me the most this season. The player I've honestly enjoyed watching the most has to be Ben White this season, with Stuart Dallas being a close second, because I've really enjoyed Stuart Dallas's performances this season. But I would have expected more from him, but you know, I want to be patient with him. I've been patient with Jack Harrison to a certain extent, and obviously we questioned him a bit last season, but he's come good. So I want him to be patient with Helder Costa, and hopefully he'll reward that patience. I would ask other Leeds fans to be patient with him as well, particularly on social media, because that kind of winds me up. I don't mind anybody criticising players, but you know, tagging players in posts, commenting on players' posts, it seems a bit childish and unnecessary, really. If you're going to criticise a player, just do it down the pub like that, or you know, or don't tag them in a post. Yeah, just don't bother harassing them on their own you know, pages, on their own posts, or tagging them in things. It's unnecessary.
Yeah,
you can criticize players without tagging them, and you can, or better yet, criticize them, you know, in real life, to your family members, to your friends, or whatever, where they're out of earshot, because it doesn't help.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, people probably say, you know, you're criticizing players on the podcast, but you know, the chances of players listening to this podcast are very, very low. You know, I don't think any players listen to this podcast, and it's not like we're clipping out the bits where we call players out for being terrible. You know, clip them out, put them on social media, and tag them. You know, we don't do that. We just say, oh yeah, the player hasn't had the best of games. He's not good enough. You know, we just say it on a podcast, but no players are going to listen to this, so it doesn't matter.
We're not abusive either. We don't say horrible things about them. We're not abusive about people. The worst we'll say is, he's not up to the standard, or he's had a poor game. And players know when they're not up to the standard. Players know when they're a poor game, and they don't mind being, you know, seeing that. I imagine the stuff they really don't like is the, you know, abusive stuff towards them or the families or whatever. That's the stuff they really hate, and we never do any of that. We never do any of that on here.
Yeah,
we just say, oh, he's had a poor game, and that's true. Some games, players have poor games.
Yeah, I mean, if you've watched the documentary on Amazon as well, you know, you see Elland, and I think it's Stuart Dallas as well, who talk about the criticism from fans, and you know, they mentioned, you know, there's death threats to families and friends and stuff, and it's like, you know, we don't do any of that, and yeah, I don't agree with any, you know, supporters doing any of that. You know, you're not really supportive if you're taking it that far. And yeah, I did see Helder Costa on his post on Instagram. He had to limit the comments because he was getting quite a lot of abuse. So that's not really nice to see. And yeah, I echo your thoughts. We need to give Helder Costa time. Bielsa's system. How so many players have improved in under second season under Bielsa. Bielsa's system. It's so hard to get up to speed with, and I think Helder Costa. I think he just needs some time, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do in a second season. And Charles, you'd hope that this isn't premature because if we don't go up, then we might have to sell to be able to afford this.
Yeah, well, we'll be in very, very serious financial fair play trouble, and we'll probably have to sell a few players to make up the standard, or else we'll end up like Sheffield Wednesday and Derby, where we'll have to start doing, shall we say, questionable things to fit into FFP rules. I'm going to leave it there with regards to that. I'm not going to say any more than that, but yeah, I'd really not be in that situation.
But yeah, Helder Costa now a Leeds United player on a permanent basis, 4-year deal for him there. And a player who Leeds have been linked with this week is Celtic striker Odsonne Edouard. Leeds Live have reported that Leeds are linked with an ambitious move for the 22-year-old French youth international. Now, Edouard, he has scored 22 goals in 27 games this season for the Scottish Premier League champions. He's a good player, and he'll probably be a good signing, Charles.
If we are to sign him, he seems like he would cost a lot of money, and it also seems like it very much depends on how this Augustin thing works out with regards to the more than likely the legal battle with Leipzig over whether or not he's coming to Leeds. So we'll see how that turns out. I think it could be a complex one, this one, and it could be something that Phil Hay will be talking about in an Athletic podcast in a couple of years' time as to how this one all kind of figured out, if it's figure out. I would like us to sign him. He looks brilliant on YouTube, but everyone looks brilliant on YouTube. John and Bataka look brilliant on YouTube.
Yeah.
So Jimmy Kebe did as well. I'm not really sure how this one's going to turn out. If we are to sign him, I'll be pleased. If we don't, then it's just one of them things, isn't it? Really, so another decent player we're linked with. I'm not. It will very much. I think it will very much depend on how the Augustin situation turns out, and we can't make any predictions on that because we don't have all the facts and all the information, and we don't know what Leeds are going to do with that yet. So, yeah, nothing we can really say on about that for now.
Yeah, I mean, as the reports say, it's an ambitious move from Leeds United, and yeah, it definitely would be because Edouard. He's a very good player. 22 goals in 27 games this season for Celtic. That's very, very good. So, yeah, he's a very good, promising younger Frenchman, and it does kind of remind you a lot of Augustin because he was a younger Frenchman scoring a lot of goals for youth teams and whatnot. Came to Leeds and didn't really do much. So hopefully it's not similar to that situation. And as you say, it depends on what happens with Augustin because if we do have to end up signing him for £15 million or so, then we're not going to get another striker, and Augustin will just be at Leeds. But if the Augustin deal doesn't fall through, then Leeds will definitely be looking at other striking options. And Edouard, he would be a fantastic option. So hopefully there's something, there's some truth to that, and hopefully Leeds United are eyeing them up. But if it happens, great. If it doesn't happen, then so be it. And finally, it was announced only last Thursday that Leeds United's trip to the Liberty Stadium to face Swansea City this Sunday had been selected for Sky TV broadcast. The game was originally set to kick off at 3 p.m, but it will now kick off at the earlier time of 1:30 p.m. And I say had been because Sky have changed their minds now, and they now won't televise the game. And so the only place to watch it is on LUTV. And the reason for the switch is the number of picks Sky gets for each club. So Sky were running out of Leeds United selections, and so they've decided to change their mind and keep their options open. Bloody Sky changing fixtures around, Charles.
Yeah, it's just predictable because they're constantly, because they're moving the fixtures around. We're playing after West Brom and Brentford. I think it's 5 games we're playing after them, so we'll know what we
4
need
of
to
our
do.
last 5 games we're playing after them.
Yeah, so the pressure's on, because if they both won, then we'll obviously be in. We'll need to win. If they both lost, then obviously we'll want to take advantage of it. It doesn't really seem overly fair. Games should be played at the same time, for all things being equal. But they're trying to rinse as much money out of us for the EFL while they can. I understand that, and them changing the fixtures around again is a bit silly. I don't think I've seen this before, where a game get put on Sky and then get taken off Sky. It doesn't really happen that often.
Yeah, I mean, it's really frustrating because they've changed it to an earlier time for TV and then just changed their mind. But as far as I'm aware, the kickoff time is still 1:30 p.m. on Sunday. So yeah, very frustrating how they've just changed the times around, for the players, earlier start for them. They've changed everything around and then just done a big U-turn. Thank goodness there's no fans going to the game, because that would have really pissed a lot of people off.
Yeah, that would have caused a bit of a nightmare. Yeah, but as it is, we'll just have to get it done. It's just there's nothing I can do about Sky. Have been, is about for years now. It's not a phenomenon. We'll just get it sorted, win the games.
Yeah. And another one of Leeds' fixtures has been moved. The game against Barnsley at Elland Road has been selected for live broadcast on Sky Sports and will now take place a day later than originally scheduled. It will now kick off at 5 p.m. on Thursday, the 16th of July. Another Thursday, 5 p.m. kickoff. Great. Thus moving the game the following weekend away at Derby County to Sunday, the 19th of July. I mean, Sky, they're making a right bloody mess of these fixtures.
I don't think this, but I think they think that we are going to go up, and they want us being promoted live on Sky. Obviously, they want it on TV. They don't want the game that we get promoted in, if we do get promoted, to be on like LUTV only, and because they think they're going to miss out a lot of money and a lot of live audience. So far be it from me to accuse Sky of being somewhat greedy, but they want the audience for themselves. So they're desperately trying to pick the right game. Yeah. Obviously, they thought it might have been a bit earlier, but now they're thinking, because of how well Brentford and Fulham are doing, it might be a couple of games down the line. So they're trying desperately to pick the right game. And as you say, they've only got a certain amount of games, so they've got to be careful which ones they choose, which is just funny.
Yeah, I mean, it is understandable why Sky, they're changing the mind of things, because as you say, they do want the game that Leeds United win promotion in, or potentially win promotion in, to be live on Sky Sports. So yeah, it's understandable. But I don't appreciate all these games being moved around. I mean, 5 p.m. on Thursdays. What on earth is that about? But it's understandable. But yeah, just hope that they don't mess about too much with the last few. I mean, the last fixture, of the season, they can't change anything because they all have to kick off at the same time and be on the same day. But yeah, the Derby County game, we'll need to see what time that will kick off at. But that's going to be on that Sunday, or it could change to Monday night or whatever. But yeah, 4 out of our last 5 games this season are now being played after our rivals, which just isn't too great. Probably a disadvantage to us, really. But it's understandable where Sky are coming from, and I'm just thankful that fans aren't going to these games, because it would have really, messed about a lot of people, really. And yeah, I think, the decision to not televise this Sunday's game against Swansea, I think that was after Brentford won on Tuesday night, because after Brentford won, it meant that Leeds United can't get promoted on Sunday, because there was a lot of talk on social media on Tuesday, which was really annoying me, that people saying, if results go our way, we could be a Premier League side on Sunday. Well, that's a big if, and the chances of it happening were, they're unlikely, and yeah, it's not going to happen now because Brentford won on Tuesday. So, yeah, I think Sky, they changed their mind on it. Yeah, Fulham as well. So, yeah, I think Sky changed their mind after those results, and yeah, it's understandable, but yeah, hopefully they don't mess around change their minds again on fixtures this season. Let's now look ahead to Leeds United's next game, which is this Thursday against Stoke City at Elland Road, kicking off at the ridiculous time of 5 p.m. Charles, how are you feeling heading into this game?
It's a bit like a Europa League game, isn't it? Kicking off on a a Thursday evening. It's just a bit strange.
Well, we need to get used to it because we're going to be in Europa League in a few seasons.
Yeah, that'll push your luck. What I'm thinking about it, I don't like playing Stoke because I just don't. They've got kind of reputation with it as being a bit of a Brexit team in the past. They get kind of long ball. They've got Michael O'Neill now as manager. Obviously, used to manage previously Forest, and I think he managed Villa and
Northern Ireland.
Ireland as well. I think
Northern Ireland.
Managed. I do apologize. Don't want to mix those up. Don't want to offend anybody. He's managed Northern Ireland. So yeah, he's quite an experienced manager. He's quite a defensive manager. I expect the game to be a bit like the Luton game, except maybe not as defensive. It won't be like the Blackburn game where it'll be open and there'll be chances coming every couple of minutes. I'll be very surprised if it's like that. Stoke will be compact. They will play for the draw. I can pretty much guarantee you that's what they'll do. It'll be like the Luton game, but not as, because Luton pretty much made like 5 changes, so they had like 8 defenders on the pitch. It's not going to be as bad as that, but they're also not going to. They're not going to lose enough many gaps to try and get through them. Michael O'Neill definitely won't do that. It'll be a lot of set pieces. So I really hope we can learn from our mistakes in the Luton and the Cardiff game and get through them, get the goal, and hopefully get the 3 points. Yeah,
I mean, as you say, Stoke, they'll probably just sit back and frustrate the hell out of us, really, which. It would be a waste, really, because they do have some decent players, Tom Ince, Sam Vokes, decent attackers, really. And you would think, they'd try play some decent football. But, yeah, Michael O'Neill and Stoke, they generally just sit back and just frustrate teams and defend and try steal a point. So, yeah, as you say, I'm kind of expecting a game similar to the Luton game. It's going to be, it's going to be hard to break them down. But hopefully, we can get the 3 points. But Stoke, they beat Barnsley 4-0 at home in their previous game last Saturday. But that was, however, their first win since the restart, drawing 1, losing the other 2. But yeah, Michael O'Neill's side, they're having a poor season. The 19th in the league on 46 points, 3 places and just 2 points above the relegation zone. So, they're scrapping for points. They still have something to play for. And so, yeah, Charles, it could be a tough game.
Yeah, Stoke, they've just underperformed for 2 years now, and you've got to wonder where eventually the parachute money is going to run out. Their wage bill is probably one of the biggest in the division. They've just been really, really poor. So yeah, they will be desperate for points because they're not clear of the relegation zone yet. Although I think it's unlikely they'll go down at this point. I think there's other teams. The Hull, Middlesbrough, Barnsley, Luton, and Charlton are obviously more kind of in the mix with regards to the relegation zone, but they're not clear yet. So yeah, they will be wanting a result, but at the same time, they're not going to give. If they think they can get away with just nicking a point from Elland, they will definitely do that. It's in their interest. So like Luton. So yeah, it won't be an open game, but they will still come for the win if they can, which. They might do because that squad is not talentless. They've got some decent players in there. They're just not performing.
Yeah. Let's have a look at whoscore.com and have a look at Stoke's characteristics. So, they are very strong at defending set pieces, very strong at stealing the ball from the opposition, strong at creating scoring chances, and strong at aerial duels. Great. They have weak at protecting the lead and very weak at defending against through ball attacks. I mean, we play a lot of through balls and they're weak at protecting the lead. So, it'll be interesting what happens. Stoke style of play, they control the game in the opposition's half. Not going to happen here. They play long balls, attempt crosses often, play with width. Opponents play aggressively against them, rotate the first 11, and they are non-aggressive. So, yeah, the fact that they, rotate the first 11, they could be unpredictable. It's going to be a very interesting game against Stoke. So yeah, hopefully Leeds United can get the victory. Leeds, of course, go into the game 3 games unbeaten, 2 wins and 1 draw, 1 loss in the last 10 with 2 draws, 7 wins, making up the other 9 games there. So yeah, confidence should be high. Hopefully we can continue good form heading into the last handful of games, because I always say it, momentum is very, very key in this division. But yeah, Charles, as I've said, 4 out of the last 5 games playing after our rivals. This is one of them. Yeah, playing after our rivals. Will that put us at a disadvantage? Do you think? Do you think that will add a lot more pressure on us?
Possibly, because if Brentford win their game, they they're only 3 points behind us, aren't they, at the moment? So they could be on equal points, and obviously West Brom could go 2 points clear of us. So that will be, we could be in 3rd place before we even kick off, which is a bit worrying if results don't go our way. So yeah, it will put a huge amount of pressure on us, and I hope we can deal with that.
Yeah. I mean, I think the key thing is we just need to focus on ourselves, because it is in our own hands. So we just need to focus on ourselves and just do what we need to do just to get the job done. Just focus on ourselves, win our games, and then we'll be up. It's in our own hands. Don't focus on anyone else. If we're 3rd heading into the game, then just make sure you win the game. Just focus on yourselves. Take it one game at a time, and you make sure you do the job. Now, since 2018, Leeds United, we have played Stoke 4 times, won 2 and drawn 2. We, of course, beat them 3-0 away in the league earlier in the season, back in August. So, yeah, Charles, do you think we'll do the double over them? What's your score prediction for this game?
2-1 Leeds.
2-1 Leeds. I think
I think they'll get a goal. Set piece.
Set piece.
I was just going to say, I think they'll get the goal of a set piece.
Yeah, I reckon Stoke will score, but I reckon we'll see a repeat of a scoreline from this fixture last season. I reckon Leeds United will win 3-1. I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory to Leeds United. Hopefully, we can get 3 points on Thursday. Well, let's now look ahead to Leeds United's game after that, which is this Sunday. It's a trip to the Liberty Stadium to face Swansea City. Now, since the restart, Swansea have played 4, won 2, drawn 1 and lost 1. Steve Cooper's side, they are 8th in the league on 60 points, 4 points outside of the top 6. So, again, Charles, we're coming up against a team who, they have something to play for, so it definitely won't be an easy game on Sunday.
No, because obviously they beat us at Elland Road to a extremely fortunate 90th minute winner.
Yeah.
They've had a very mixed season of Swansea, because they had that really good period at the start, but they've kind of been a bit inconsistent throughout the season, but they're still within reaching distance of the playoffs, so they won't have given up hope of that yet. I think we struggled in the past down at their place as well. Obviously, we've got the 2-2 draw there last season, with Ollie McBurney scoring for them, both goals, I think. So yeah, we have struggled down their place in the past. So, but we do need to win the game. So we'll just have to go out and do it. There's no other way around it. We're just gonna have to go out and win the game. I'm pretty confident this week. I'm actually confident. I think we'll get 2 wins.
Really, you're that confident? I like it. It's not like you to be confident.
Oh, cheers.
Well, it isn't. As your Twitter handle says, cynical Leeds.
Usually I'm fairly. Yeah, I am cynical, and I usually am a bit pessimistic. But I'm feeling it this week. I think we're going to do it.
I like it.
I can't wait to be back on the podcast next week, calling myself a mug.
Let's have a look at who scored. Let's have a look at whoscored.com then, and Swansea's characteristics. So they are strong at defending set pieces and strong at protecting the lead. They are weak at stopping opponents from creating chances, weak at aerial duels, and weak at defending counter-attacks. And yeah, we do a lot of counter-attacks, so hopefully that plays in our favour. Swansea's style of play, they do short passes, attack down the left, play with width, play the offside trap. Opponents play aggressively against them, and they are non-aggressive. So, yeah, take of that what you will from whoscored.com. But it'll certainly be, it won't be an easy game, but it'll be a very interesting game, and hopefully Leeds United can get the job done. So since August 2018, Leeds United have played Swansea 3 times, drawn 1, won 1, and lost 1. That loss, of course, coming earlier on in the season, as Charles said earlier, where we lost 1-0 at home to them, where Swansea won the We Beat Leeds United away trophy and won the championship trophy as well. I believe they were celebrating like.
It was also like they won the Champions League on their bench celebrated. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, what was that? The second home game of the season, fifth game in, they won, and they were celebrating like they'd already won promotion.
I think they thought they were onto a good thing for the season. Like they were going to be up there, but they weren't. So,
yeah, they've had a very mixed season. But yeah, so Leeds United's. What can you see happening here, Charles? What do you think the score will be?
Oh, 1-0 Leeds. I'm going to go for us kind of shithousing a bit of an away performance. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 1-0 as well. Yeah, a shithousing 1-0 away victory at Swansea City. I reckon. Yeah, I reckon we can do it. I'm confident as well, and yeah, hopefully Leeds United can get 2 wins from 2 this week. Just have a quick word on the lineup though for Thursday. Just go back to that game. So yeah, Marcelo Bielsa in his press conference this week said that Helder Costa and Stuart Dallas probably will play. I mean, for you, would you put Dallas straight back in there? Because Barry Douglas had a very good game at left back against Blackburn. So would you put Dallas straight back in there?
But yeah, first of all, I had to say he said they probably would play. He didn't say they probably would start. That's you got to think about that. We get 5 subs as well, so there's no guarantee that they'll start. I would keep the starting 11 as it is because I think they perform well. I think Bielsa often rewards good starting winning teams and keeping things the same. He likes consistency in the team. I think the starting 11 should stay the same, but yeah, obviously put them on the bench because they'll be useful to come on.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. I think just keep the starting 11 the same. I mean, why change your winning formula? I think Jack Harrison, fantastic on that right-hand side against Blackburn. He's just so much better on the right-hand side. And yeah, Barry Douglas, very good at left back. So yeah, I think, Helder Costa, I think he needs to work his way back into the team because Alioski and Jack Harrison are doing really well at the moment. Stuart Dallas, although he's a very good player, I think just treat him like Pablo Hernandez because he is getting to a fair age now and you don't want him to, aggravate that hamstring pull. So keep Dallas on the bench, go with the same starting 11 as Blackburn for Thursday, and then see what happens Sunday. Other games to look at for this weekend then. So you've got Fulham versus Cardiff on Friday night, an 8:15 p.m. kickoff there. Derby versus Brentford and Blackburn versus West Brom on Saturday. So you'd imagine Fulham will win at home. Brentford, they're on a roll right now. Brentford look like they're not going to lose another game this season. So they probably will pick up a win away at Derby. And Blackburn versus West Brom, not an easy game for West Brom there. But I mean, Charles, I think every game now until the end of the season, they're must wins really, must wins.
Yeah, they are. Obviously, Derby are in fairly decent form recently, so we can hope that they might be able to nick something against Brentford, which nobody else seems to manage to be able to do. Cardiff will be a tough opponent for Fulham. They were dodgy for us. Obviously, they suffered a bit of a shock defeat against Blackburn last game, but they've had generally since the restart, they've kind of been the more or less the form team of Cardiff. They've had a really good run. So there is hope this weekend that things will go our way. But yeah, as you say, we need to do the job ourselves. We can't rely on other people to just, make mistakes. We actually have to go out and win football games. Unfortunately, it's the most vulgar part of this of the sport. It'd be nice if it could all be done on paper and by XG and numbers because we'd win the league by a mile. But sadly, it's not done like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got to go out and win our own games. Unfortunately.
Yeah, and hopefully Leeds United can do that, and hopefully Leeds United can pick up 2 wins from 2 this week. So that brings us to the end of episode 69 of the All Things Leeds podcast. Thank you very much, as always, to Charles for joining me.
Thanks for having me on, mate.
Really do appreciate you joining me again, Charles, as always. And thank you to everyone who has listened or watched. We really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed them, why not subscribe or follow the podcast? Give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts if you're listening on there. Do it. Do it now. Make sure to follow All Things Leeds on our social media. We are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Search All Things Leeds 1 on Twitter and Instagram. Search All Things Leeds on Facebook, and search All Things Leeds on YouTube as well to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not already. Charles and I, we will be back next week again at the same time, because we're playing on Thursday again next week. So yeah, we'll be back again on Wednesday next week. So yeah, until then, take care, stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.